Hello, my name is David and I'm a manager at KOICA Nigeria office. Today, I want to show you how to fill out the KOICA application form correctly so it doesn't get rejected. Any part you don't understand, pause the video, look through it. In fact, I would recommend that you open up your KOICA application form and fill it line by line as I'm also doing it in this video. So this is one that has been filled, which I'm going to use to explain to you. Okay, so once you open up the form, this is the first stage, the first page. Now, this first page is very compulsory. You can see here is showing check if completed. So you need to check everything here from beginning to the end. All right, you need to check it. If you don't check it, it means that you did not fill it out. Okay, so this is why you need to check it. And you can read through what it says. Fill in every item applicant information. Have you done that? Ticked agree or not agree. Have you done that? Thoroughly read scholarship program, guide, and code of conduct. If you have done that, you tick. Sign the declaration of terms and conditions. You tick. Sign and fill in every part of the medical history questionnaire. You tick. Had an authorized official from your government had an authorized official from your government to complete and sign the nomination form. You tick. Have a copy of your passport ready, and then you tick. All right, so you have to make sure that you tick every part of this first form because it's a requirement. If you don't tick it, even if you fill the form and you send it to us, it need to be rejected and means you are disqualified. So once you're done filling this part, the next thing you need to do is here you have your signature. All right, you have your signature here, so you have to make sure that you put in your signature, you sign your signature. So one thing you can do is that you can digitally attach your signature in this place, like this one has done now. Okay, you can digitally attach your signature here. All right, if you don't know how to do that, you can ask questions, okay, and then someone can guide you through on how to do that. So digitally attach your signature here while filling out. Now move to the second. So you put that, you put your name, and then you put the date. Very important. Most people forget to put signature. If you don't put signature, that's a big problem. Now we'll move on to the second page. The second page here, you will see that you need to put your picture here. So also digitally attach your picture here on this box. It is very important. And then you begin filling the form now. Here you have program title. The program title that you need to put here is the exact program title that you have on the course information. All right, or what we call the program information. You need to put the exact program title. And how do you get that in case you don't have that already? Is that you can go to our website. This is our website, koica.go.kr/site/cert/index.do. If you go to this website, all right, it will bring you here. Then you scroll down. Once you scroll down, you can see the courses. All right. Now, in case your own course is not here, for instance, for the form that we are trying to fill out right now, which has to do with education, KOICA new master degree program on global education leadership. But you see, when I come to this site, I cannot find that master degree program on global education. So all you need to do is to click this plus sign. And once you click the plus sign, it will open up all the other pages. So now you can scroll through and look through to find the course. So now let's go through it together. So if we come here, you see that the course is right here. So make sure that it is the year that you're filling out that is there. So like this year is 2026. This very course right now is 2026 you're filling out. So you look at it, 2026 first batch master degree program in global education leadership. So this is the course that this fellow has been nominated for. So you need to find your own course that you've been nominated for. All right. So if you've been nominated for tax and fiscal policy, for instance, or gender, this is it, or smart city, this is it. So for this explanation I'm doing right now, it's for global education. So once you're there, you click on it. All right. Now, once you click on it, so it will now open up, and then from here you can see the full title of the program. So here, for instance, this is the program title. The program title is 2026 Master Degree Program on Global Education Leadership. Okay? Master Degree Program on Global Education Leadership. So I can just come and copy this. Okay? And then I'll go back to my form here. Okay? So you see what this guy filled out is not correct. So I can just change this. Master Degree Program on Global Leadership. So you just copy it and then you paste it there. And then that's That is it. So this is how you get your program title. All right. So I hope this is clear. To get your program title, once again, go to the website, look at the program title right here. You get it, you copy it, and then you paste it on your form. Now, name of degree, of course, name of degree is master degree. Okay. So, and then the next thing that you have to fill out is duration. So how do you get the duration? So if you go back to the same website, you can find the duration here. So for instance, for this course, the duration is from August 18, 2026 to December 20, 2027. So you can also just come, copy it, and then come here, fill it out. Okay, but when you fill it out in the date format that I've been put here. August 18, 2026 to December 12, 2027. So you fill it out properly like this. Okay. Now, so once you've done this part, the next thing is to fill out your name. First name, middle name, and last name. Now, make sure that you fill out this name exactly the way it appears on your international passport. So the way it appears on international passport, that's how you have to fill it out. This is very important, so please take note. The next thing is date of birth. You put in your date of birth here. Put the date, put the month, put the year. Sex, you select the one you want, whether male or female, okay? Now you have to select these boxes, okay? If you don't know how to do that, you can, I won't be able to start teaching all of that here because I'm not teaching you how to use Microsoft Word. So you can just ask someone around to help. Now, airport of departure, you have to put the airport of departure in your country. So for instance, if you're filling out from Liberia, you have to know the airport of departure, which is your major international airport. There, you fill it out here. This one is for Nigeria, for instance. You can see it's from Abuja. So fill out your airport of departure in your country. Whether it's Nigeria, whether it's Liberia, whether it's Sierra Leone, fill it out. Now, nationality, you put in your nationality. For this fellow, it's a Nigerian. If you're Liberian, put Liberia. If you're Sierra Leonean, put Sierra Leonean, or whichever part of the country you are filling this form from. Religion, you put your religion. It's very important. Then home address, you put in your home address here. Make sure you put in your current home address here. Then here you have telephone. All right, put in your phone number, leave out the fax, your mobile, put in also your second phone number. If you have just one phone number, you can put both of them. But it's always better you put in two phone numbers so that in case we can't reach you on one, we can reach you on the second one. Email, you put in the email address, your email address. Make sure you put in a working email address because this email address is what we'll be using to communicate with you as well as the school will be communicating with you. So make sure you put in email address that is correct and that is working. Emergency contact, very important. Put in emergency contact, whoever that is your person that will have to contact in case we can't reach you or in case of emergency. And then let us know the relation, in this case, a brother, sister, wife, whatever it is, put it in here. Put in the fellow's phone number and then put in the email of the person. It's very, very important. All of this information must be provided. Then you have the second contact, emergency contact as well. You go through and fill out everything properly. Now, next, you move into the current employment. Now, organization, put in the organization that you currently work, all right? So for this fellow, is Ministry of Education that is working with. So you fill it out properly. Department, you put in the department that you work in. The next is present position. So what is your present position? Not the position that you are employed with. So maybe you are employed with a particular position, but right now over the years, your position have changed. So put in the present position. And then also put in a position that is related to what you're currently, studying. Now, these things are very, very important. So that's why we always recommend that nomination should be based on people who present position reflect the courses they are going for, because this is also one thing we use to qualify or to disqualify people. So I hope that you put in a present position and your present position is something that's related to the course you're going for. So for instance, this guy is going for global education and he's currently an education officer. So this is very, very key and important. Employment duration, you put in your employment duration, all right? So normally from when you're employed to present, or if, you can just put it from when you're employed to present. So that's fine. Type of organization, is it central, is it local? Then you have to indicate that. Okay, institution, is it public? You have to indicate that. If it's a private, you have to indicate that. But mostly this scholarship is for public institutions. Now, this very part is very, very important, which I'm going to explain to you. It says, describe your main duty, specifying any technical equipment and facility you work on with, or you work with, if applicable. Now, you need to describe your duties that you do every day based on your present position and based on the course you're going for. Now, this is very, very key, and this is one of the things that will either make you to qualify or to get disqualified. The main duties that you do should be something that reflects with the courses you are going for. Okay, so let's use this guy for instance. He's going for a course on what's the course again? Master degree program on global education leadership, right? And then what is his main duty? Okay, his main duty is, as an education officer with the Cross River State Universal Basic Education Board, I support the integration of digital learning and teacher capacity development across basic education. My duty include designing and implementing teachers training, blah blah blah, and the rest of it all. So the point is, your current duty and what you feel at here must be something that reflects or that's something that is in line with the courses that you're going to study in Korea. Okay, and try to put something that makes sense. All right, something that reflects, that makes sense. And it's very, very important. It's very, very key. Okay, if you put in something that does not really make sense, it will not give you the point that you require to really pass. All right, so put in something that makes sense. Put in something that is a reflective, that show that yes, you really, really need to get the scholarship because you're currently doing this work, and the scholarship will help to improve the current work that you're doing. So if you don't know how to write those things, you can always check online. You can get informations, and then you can use that as your brainstorming materials to now properly format your main duties and the equipment that you work with. So this part, again, I emphasize, job description is very, very key. It's one of the areas that we look at when we disqualify or qualify people, both in the first phase and also in the second phase. So take it very seriously. Then the next one is describe any theme, topic, or places of interest you would like to see in the program related to the task mentioned for hand. All right, so you need to now describe places that you want to see. So for instance, this gentleman say global trend in smart digital education. So he wants to, these are the things that he wants to, topics that he wants to study. What are the global trends when it comes to smart and digital education? Because his work currently has to do with, digital education, smart education, improving digital literacy in teachers, policies related, and all of that. So he wants to understand the global trend, and as it relates to also what Korea is doing, the strategies and all of that Korea is doing. Okay, so that is what he wants to see. That's what he wants to study. That's the topic that he wants to, he would like to see. So you have to now list that, itemize. For instance, he itemized number 1, number 2, education, leadership and policy implementation. He wants to see ICT integration. So these are the topics he would like to learn according to the question. So you can go through depending on what your own course is. Remember, I'm using this as an example because it has to do with education. But if yours is smart city or yours is tax policy, you have to also do the same as in regards to your course, as in regards to what you want to study. So fill out, and then also fill out the place of interest. Remember, the question is in twofold. The first is, what are the themes, topic, and places of interest? So the first thing he did was to outline the theme and the topic, and then the second thing is to outline the places of interest. So to know the place of interest, of course, you need to do a bit of a research to find out what are the places of interest as regards education that can be found in Korea. So you have to do that. Okay, so if it has to do with smart city, what are the places of interest in Korea as it has to do with smart city? Okay, so you do that and then you list it out. Now, these are little research that you must do, and it's very, very key. It also shows that, first of all, you have a lot of interest in the program in Korea, and also show that you're actually researching and studying and really want to learn from, the Korea society or the Korean university. So study this, do your research, and put this out. Now the next question is, elaborate on organizational setback, challenges that you wish to address through this program. Okay, so in this case here now, you need to itemize the challenges that you are facing, either in your job or your country is facing, or your agency or your ministry is facing, as it regards to that sector. Okay, outline it, and then this is what you hope that by going to study in Korea, you'll be able to, through that knowledge, you're able to fix some of those challenges that that is currently being faced in your sector, in your organization, in your department. So in this case, for instance, you can see the gentleman say, I want to addressing the lack of government continuity in education initiative. So in Nigeria, for instance, a lot of education initiative, but there are lack of continuity. So why? How do we address this issue? Why has Korea really progressed, keeping up his own education initiative over time, but Nigeria doesn't? So he wants to learn that. So he lists out all the whole details down there. So you identify, okay, so you also identify point 2, poor teacher salary enumeration and lack of consistent capacity building opportunity for teachers. So these are some of the challenges that is currently being faced in Nigeria. So yeah, it's outlining it, then explaining it in details. So you also do that depending on the course that you're going for. So the next thing is elaborate on your plan to apply the lessons learned from the program to your organization. So this is also very key. So you need to now write out what your plan will be, because KOICA is sending you to go and study in Korea, not just for the fun of it, but so that you'll be able to learn something, come back and be able to improve your department, your unit, your organization, your country, using the knowledges and the experiences you've gotten in Korea. So you must have a plan. You must have an action plan, so you can atomize that action plan and all of that. So as you can see, this gentleman put down here, upon completion of my global education leadership program, I intend to apply the knowledge and leadership skill gained to advance digital learning and innovation in teachers' competence and development, and the rest of the story. So you can do the same, outline it. Again, like I said, if you don't know how to write those things properly, there are a lot of materials online. There's a lot of AIs online today, okay, that you can just use and then give you a starting block of how to write it and write it properly. Okay, so if you don't know how to start or how to address it or how to format the wordings to make sense, just use these tools online, gather it and then format it properly and put it out there, as long as it aligns with what you plan to do. Okay, and then next to move to career records. Career records, very important also. You make sure that you look through and fill it out properly. Fill out the organization, fill out the department, fill out your position and responsibility, fill out when you started and currently. So over the years you have grown in your career, so make sure that you fill everything out. For this one, it's just one line that was filled out, but you can fill out depending on how you've grown in your career. Okay, very important. Education background also, fill out your education background. Very important. Please fill it out. Fill out education background. If you have your first degree, BSc, fill it out there. For this guy, he has first degree. He also have a postgraduate degree, diploma. He put it out there. Previous attendance of training in a foreign country. So here you also have to list out any training you've attended before. For this gentleman, he has been to one of the KOICA 2 weeks training program, and then he put it there. So this is also like an age, but it doesn't really matter. But put out any foreign training that you have received. If you haven't received any, it's okay. Just leave it blank. Language proficiency. Language proficiency is very important that you tick everything. Okay. If for instance, English, native language, what are the native? When they say native language, not your mother tongue per se, but basically like English, since most people offering these courses are English-speaking countries. So English. So are you excellent in the learning, in the speaking, writing, reading, and all of it? So you have to tick all through. Okay. Now, once you've done all of this, other languages that you speak, other languages now has to do with your mother tongue. Let's say you speak in Nigeria, for instance, we have different tribes. You speak Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo. You can put that and list it out how you do it. So you also can do that for Liberia, Sierra Leone, or any part of the country any part of the world or country that you are filling this form from. So very important, make sure that all of this is properly ticked. And then restriction on food. Okay, if you have any restriction on food, please notify them. This is very important. But if you don't have any restriction on food, then you can just tick no. You can just tick no. Okay, you can just tick no. And then next you have this information. You can just scroll through. Now after you tick here, this is very important. You can read this through and then you come here and click agree. Very, very important. Make sure you click agree. Most people used to forget to fill out this part, but again, if you don't fill out this part, your form is considered incorrectly filled and it will be disqualified. So fill out this, tick this agree, put the date, put your name, and put your signature here. Very important. Next, All of this already filled out. So all you need to do is to scroll down and come back here, tick agree. Okay, then scroll down again, read the information, come back here, tick agree. Consent to provide personally identifiable information to third party, read through, scroll down, come down here, click agree. Very, very important. Don't miss out any point, please. Then down here again, you can see immediately after this agree, people just scroll through and pass this part. Don't pass it. Here on this page, click agree, put in the date, put in the name, and then your signature. You see, you could easily miss out this part. You could easily miss out this part without noticing it. So that's why you have to go through it carefully one by one. And then you have the scholarship program participant guideline. You can read through, and then once you read through, code of conduct, you read through. Okay, and then finally you have declaration. You put in your name, and then your country, and then here you put in the date, applicant name, and then signature again. Very important. The next you have medical history questionnaire. This has to be completed by you as an individual. Medical history questionnaire. So you read through and then you tick what is applicable. In this case, this is just no, no. Okay, for instance, do you currently have any drug? No. Are you pregnant? Not applicable, so no need to tick. Medical history, you tick through, okay, what is applicable. If none of them applies to you, just tick no or true. So when you do that, you come back here, you put in the date, you put in your name, and then you sign. Okay. Now on the last part, this is part 4, nomination form. So let me show you how it looks like on field form. This form is not filled yet. Okay, so you see this form is not filled yet. So let's go to the nomination part. So this is a nomination part. So this part is supposed to be filled by your organization that is nominating you. Sometimes your own organization can fill this part and it's fine. Other times the body that is coordinating it can fill that part. For instance, in Liberia, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning are the body that is coordinating the nomination. So they can fill out this part and give to every candidate to attach in their form. Okay, so the director or the minister can just fill one and then share it. All you need to do is to print it, then attach it to your own form. That is all. But in other cases as well, if that is going to take time, then you can actually go to your own ministry. Your ministry can fill this part, and then it's very important that it's signed and stamped. But I think the fastest and the quickest way is to have the coordinating body to fill out just one form, and then everybody can just use that form and attach on their form. Okay, so the same applies to Nigeria, the same applies to every other people, but for Liberia specifically, Ministry of Finance and Development Planning is in charge. So you can talk to them and make sure that you get this part. Okay, if they have already filled it, just share it, so you can attach that. If they ask you to come to the department to come and get it, whatever it is, so you do that. So because that is the part you need to put, you need to fill it out. They will need to fill this part out. They will need to put their position. They will need to sign, and they will need to stamp. Without the signing and the stamp, signature, official signature, it will not be accepted. So let's go back to the form that this gentleman has filled. So you can see here, you can see that this form, you can see he printed it out and then have it signed and then stamped. Okay, so just like I was explaining to you. So you can have it, they can print out that part, done it. So once you have it, you can, bring it back to Microsoft Word and just attach it in your form to cover this part, just the way it has been done here. Okay, good. Then the next thing is organizational chart. Organizational chart, here you have to fill out the organizational chart to show your organogram and to show where your position is located. That's the whole essence. Where are you located in the organizational chart? So you can do that. Okay, if you can do that here directly, that is fine. If you cannot do that, if you can download it from your site and put it here, that is also fine. Or you can print it out, do it manually, scan it and put it back here, just like it has been done here on the Microsoft Word. So you can see here, is what the guy have done, and then this is where he comes. This is where he comes in. Okay, very important. So once you've done this part, this organizational chart, that is the end of this KOICA application form. Okay, so before you submit, go back to your form and make sure that you have ticked everything and read through one by one before you submit. Don't be in a hurry and then you make a mistake. Go back, look through one page by page, and make sure everything is ticked and everything is signed. Usually the part you have to tick agree, make sure it's ticked and it's signed. Sometimes you might miss it out, so make sure you check page 1, page 2, and it should come the way it is. Don't go and scan it or do it in a way that it will go mixed up. So I always advise fill it out digitally. As you can see, this is filled out, and then the part that the agency need to sign, okay, they can do that, and then you can attach all your signature. Okay, if you don't know how to fill it out digitally, ask someone to help you to do it. That way it's more neater and more cleaner than you writing with your hand and all of that. Okay, so if any part of this video you don't understand, again, pause it, look through it, go through it one by one, and make sure that you do that. Don't send your form without watching this video step by step. If I will not correct the forms, then we will receive it, and that means automatically you'll be disqualified and you'll not get the scholarship. So very important. So once you are done with this, the next thing you need to do is to send us this form together with your passport data page. All right, this form and your passport data page. You don't have to attach both. This form is just one, your passport data page differently. Don't attach it together with the form, just send them differently. Okay, so you just put it together in a zip file and send, or you send them individually to us, either to the email that you've been given or to the WhatsApp number that you've been given. That is very, very important. Okay, so once we receive it, we'll go through it. If everything is fine, you'll be able to hopefully make it on this first phase and move on to the second phase. But if everything is not fine, we may not even get back to you. We'll just be disqualified. So this is why we've taken the time to do this video, so you don't get disqualified. All right, again, watch this video and go through the part you don't understand. I'm sure that everything will be very much clearer to you. Okay, so once you do that and you pass this first stage, the second stage, basically you will be informed, and that has to do with the university application part, where you have to fill out the university application form. And once you pass that stage, you have to do your medicals, you have to do your oral. Now, depending on which country that you're watching this video, whether it's Liberia, Nigeria, any part of the world you're watching this, the people in charge of your scholarship will provide you more details, give you more coaching on how to do your interview, on how to fill out your university application form, and the rest of it all. But this first stage is very, very key and very, very important. And most importantly, before I end this, make sure you follow the deadline that we're given. Every country have a deadline. Make sure you beat the deadline. If you send your KOICA application form after the deadline has passed, you automatically are disqualified. So make sure you get the deadline from the ministry that is nominating you and fill out the form as fast as possible. And always check your email and always be online throughout this period that you're doing this application, because you can be called upon to fill out or to correct something or pass an information to you. It's very, very key that you're online all the time. All right, so thank you very much for watching and good luck.